Okay.
Hello?
Yes, Sadat Mousa?
Speaking.
Yeah, George Walker. How are you?
Good. How are you, Mr. George Walker?
Good. I'm here in the office. Are you coming down to pick up the check and the material?
Okay, but are you going to sign declaration for me?
Well, you prepared for me. I'll look at it.
I did not prepare it.
Well, all I'm saying is, I don't know what you want me to do. If I get subpoenaed, I'll tell the truth.
But I need declaration so I can submit this declaration in the California Supreme Court at this time because my case is pending in California Supreme Court.
What kind of declaration?
You was hired. You get paid this amount of money. You appear in court in 3 different occasions. They ask you to leave the courtroom in March 8, 2011 after they ask you to approach the bench. I have court transcript of it.
Yeah, okay.
To not take the case because of the way I was put in custody.
Say it again. I did what?
Because how I was put in custody, I was falsely put in custody, and they violated all my constitutional rights. They do not want attorney from the outside to come and discover what's been done to me. You call Maurice Isher, and at 3-4 different occasions, you ask him to release the case. He refused to release the case. The law said we have the right, the citizen, to hire an attorney from outside. And if I reject a court-appointed defender, and I have the money to hire an attorney from outside, but also what's more important, that you agree to take the case for $5,000. And you ask for half of the money. The check, if you look at the check you cash, I have a copy of it. And February 2nd, my brother-in-law, he came, he gave you the check, you cashed the check, and you signed to this case. If you look at the state bar rules, no attorney should take a check over $1,000 from his client.
I understand all of that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you need to write true declaration so I can reverse this case, because if this case is going to go to the United States Supreme Court after this, a lot of people is going to be in trouble. And because it's a clear evidence. They denied me of all my constitutional rights. Now I have the FDA, I signed release to the FDA for my medical record because there's some symptoms that still exist in my body due to that food poisoning. They poisoned my food, tried to kill me in custody. There's a direct evidence right now. Everybody know about this case. I send it to the United States Supreme Court letter and other information. I went to the United States Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. I let them listen to all these phone calls and what happened to me. I mean, I have document under the 12th jury. It said we cannot reach an unanimous verdict on the terrorist threat. How they convict me. This is a perjury on a Friday, and you should not be part of it. This is not the law. This is discrimination. This is vindictive and malicious prosecution. It doesn't work like this. I'm a citizen. I've been living in San Francisco for 21 years. I'm a registered voter. I pay my taxes, and that's what happened to me. That's what happened. Somebody put me in custody wrongfully, and they did all this to me. They didn't even denied me the right to hire an attorney from outside. You remember when you appear in San Bruno County Jail, and I show you the restraining order court transcript, and you read a little bit of it, and you mark under the 5 years, you put mark under the 5 years. I mean, I remember everything. I'm a very, very smart guy. You should not be part of this, Mr. Walker. You should say the truth so we can reverse this case, because this is a very, very important case. It's going to happen to you, to your kids, to your grandkids. I mean, this is unfair. This is injustice, and that's what happened in my case. This is what happened. I'm still, if I show you my mouth and the symptoms that still exist in my mouth due to that food poison because of my tonsil swallowing now. I went to the medical. They keep giving me antibiotic. There's no chemical left in my neck area because of that food poisoning. I know who did it. I know how they did it. This is inhuman. This have to stop, and you need to write declaration, true declaration of what happened in my case. I know what happened exactly in my case, but you should help me. You should help me because your name is number one. Your name is all over my appeal. Your name is all over the Supreme Court.
But I didn't do anything to you.
No, but when you appear in court,
why would you attack me when I'm the guy that helps you?
No, I'm not attacking you, but I've been saying.
Well, then come on down and sign my declaration and take your check.
Yeah, but I need declaration from you. It said you are George Walker. You are George Walker. They denied me the right to hire an attorney. You get paid certain money. You take the case. You appear in court in 3 different occasions. You even visit me on San Francisco County Jail in CJ5, and you told me when the court filed Marsden motion, they asked me to leave the courtroom. It's not just this. I have it in audio tape. You admitted this. So I know what...
Well, I appreciate all that, but I mean, why aren't you going to take your $2,500 and sign a release?
Why I'm going to take it?
Why not?
Because you are material witness, but also...
I understand on that, but what's it got to do with my agreement? In other words, there are 2 ways to look at this. You say that I should have an agreement, a written agreement over $1,000, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you take me to the court, as far as that is concerned, it's what they call quantum meritus. And so what's going to happen is that they're going to say, did I do any work to take,
okay. Well, this is how it's going to work then. I will go to court. I will put all these damages and suffering and 4-year in court.
Why would you do that? Why would you attack me when I'm the guy that can help you?
Yeah, but you did not help me at the beginning of my stage. When your obligation.
Yeah, I've got the $2,500 here right now, as I told you. Do you want it or don't you?
I mean, I want my money.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you want the $2,500 or don't you?
No, George Walker. It's not like that. Are you willing to sign declaration of a true statement of the case? Are you going to say you got hired?
I won't lie in this case.
Huh?
I won't lie in this case.
Well, you're not. Yeah, you're going to say the truth.
I know it.
Okay, so can you sign a declaration of what happened in this case? Can you?
I can sign as much as I know about. Yeah, of course.
So what do you know about then? What did you was allowed to come in my case or no?
I appeared specially all the way through this case.
Okay,
and
but
that's as far as I can go.
Okay, but
the other stuff is material that happened as a result of the progress of the case and the other lawyers.
George Walker, can I ask you a question? Now, when a client hires an attorney to represent him, the attorney called the court-appointed defender. He asked him to release the case. The rule and the law, this court-appointed defender, both to release the case. Maurice Ischel refused to release the case to you. This is
yes.
Okay, he refused to release the case, but on the top of all this, you appear in court to take the case. If you remember, on February 17, 2010, my brother Amjad, my mother Badia, and my sister Hanan appear in your office at 1:30, if you remember this information, right? And they told you we did not file charges. We are not part of this case. We did not file any charges. And you went to court to take the case. Maurice Ischel kept me outside of the courtroom. So I have no contact with you. This is a declaration. So you told my family you're going to take the case on March 8th. On March 8th, you came. By the way, who is that lady you brought with you? I know she's a big shot. I think she's a judge, or she have a very important position, because I know who is that lady. She was wearing a red. She was wearing a red, sitting in the left-hand side of the court where the jury sit. And that's when Judge Maury Morgan asked all attorney, include you, to approach the bench and not take my case. I am not stupid. This is what happened. I said in open court, Maurice Ischel is fired. I have paid attorney George Walker. He should come in and take the case. This is in court transcript. That's when Judge Mary Morgan, she said, oh, I heard you want to have an attorney. I have to conduct hearing. There's no reason for this hearing. There's no reason for this Marsden motion. I did not ask for this Marsden motion. The law said if attorney there to take a client case, there should be no problem. He should walk into the case. The court-appointed defender should be released. But because Maurice Ischel was there to convict me and to discriminate against me, and he was working with Judge Patrick Mahoney and other judges, and they do not want to release this case to the attorney from outside to discover all this information and all this conviction. That is very true. This is what happened in my case, Mr. Walker. You know that. You've been in the system for 50 years. You know the law. You know how the system works. I mean, you know why you want to become victim in this case? Why? I mean, this is the law. Your obligation to defend your client. Your obligation to take their case. I mean, this is the law. This is the rules. I mean, we're not living in a third world country in China or the Middle East when people have no right. No, we live in the United States of America. We are represented by government, not by a mafia. This is what happened in my case. I was denied the right to hire an attorney. You appear in court. They refused to release this case. I need a true declaration from you because now this case become major issue. I send this phone call between you and I to maybe I send it to at least 15 in news station. I send them your voice, my voice, the phone call after Perry Carroll. I called him and I left this voice message in his answer machine. He called me back. He told me my life in the risk now because of this phone call. So if anything happened to me, or these judges now retaliate against me and put me in custody, or I walk in the street and somebody kill me, those individuals behind all this are going to happen to me. This is a law. This is a legal issue, and I should not be punished for it because I'm fighting for my right, and you should understand this too. This is the whole case. This is the whole case. This is the whole case right there. And you, Mr. Walker, I'm not going to say this. You become part of this conspiracy, but I am not including you in this case because, as I told you, I know you are a good attorney. I know the people who refer us to you, they're very good people. I know you are a good attorney. I do not believe this article about you like 10, 15 years ago about the Marine and the Navy. I know you are a good attorney. This is something happened out of your hand.
Do you know anything about that case?
Huh?
The case that you read about, do you know anything about it at all?
I'm not going to confirm if I know any information or I know these people or they talk to me or I talk to them, but I'm not going to say anything about this case.
That case was resolved as a fee dispute. What happened was he was charged with a murder. I turned around and I got it reduced to a manslaughter, 8 years. And then right after that happened, the client, come from a small town, wrote to talk to the newspaper reporter in an article. That incensed the district attorney here, a guy named Hallinan. Hallinan rejected then the offer. I got out of the case. Somebody else took the case on, and they lost. The guy went for a murder. And then there was a fee dispute, which we had. The defendant testified in my behalf in that case, and it was resolved. Simple as that. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't cheat anybody about any money.
I was looking at the article, but anyway. So I'm not talking about now. This is not important to me, as you know, Mr. Walker. This case is a legal case, Mr. Walker. This could be happening to you, to your kids, to your grandkids. We have law, we have procedure, we have court rules. Everybody supposed to go by the rules. Otherwise,
I am willing to help, in the sense that I'll take the stand and tell the truth. Okay.
So okay, but
what I want to do is resolve the fee dispute that we have. Can we resolve that and we go from there?
But I'm afraid now, after I sign this declaration for you, you're going to turn your back on me.
No, I won't do that. Don't be ridiculous. Why would I do that?
So, okay, what are you going to testify to? If we said we put Mr. George Walker on the stand, so I understand.
I don't know what that part is going to go, and I don't know how far it's going to go. I just want to get this out of the way. If I don't get it out of the way, let's go to the bar. I'll have the bar take it on. I don't care. I'm not going to get hurt there. I'm going to make money, in fact.
Okay, so
you've already admitted I made 3 appearances plus 2, family appearances in my own office.
Okay.
Certainly, I get some money for that.
George Walker, you are a good attorney. You are a very smart man. I know that. I know this. You are a very good attorney. You've been a very good attorney for a long time. This case should not bring you down or put you down for any reason. But if you say the truth, this will stop a lot of abuse.
I will tell the truth. Don't be ridiculous. Why would I do anything else?